Good morning, my name is Jermaine Brooks, and my storytelling will be on my garden and the benefits of watering properly. Here we have my homegrown garden, and the plants we are looking at are banana peppers, amongst others that I am attempting to grow. So I have heard and saw from other tutorials that banana peppers really like to stay moist. So you have to monitor how much water intake you are giving them. You have to check the soil, push some of the topsoil back, stick your finger down in about 1.5 inches to see what's going on in there, making sure your soil is not dried out, freeing debris and other things that don't belong in your soil, checking your leaves, making sure they're nice and green. And over here we have our tomato plants. The tomato plants are a slice of tomatoes, which are the thick, round ones that we use for our hamburgers and everything. You have to make sure the soil is moist once again, that you're not having browning the leaves or the leaves are not curling. So you want to check your leaves. You want to make sure that everything is disease free and also bug and pest free. So to avoid having bad moisture levels, too much moisture can cause root rot, which can kill your plant, and not enough moisture can cause drying and deading of the plants. So this meter right here shows where you can have an accurate assessment of what's going on in your soil. It says my plant is dry. I check again. I don't think my plant is dry, but it says that it is. But I know that this is a watery week. It's going to rain every day this week, so I'm not going to water because I just watered yesterday. I add thyme to tomato plants because it is supposed to help with the growth process. This is German thyme, which is what I just showed. Moving along, after my sweet peppers and my tomatoes, we have bell peppers. Once again, it's all about the soil. Check the moisture level, make sure everything is okay. If it's too dry, not good. But underneath, you check as well because that's where the plan is. I'm doing an upside down grow. With that, you want to make sure you have enough drainage holes so you don't puddle water underneath the bucket and end up with the root rot I just mentioned. Banana peppers looking good. That's the excess area where if there is excess water, you just push forward and let everything drain out. With the upside down bucket, you make sure that you have the drainage holes. This is another way to check. If you don't check from the top, definitely check from the bottom because all the water is going to settle to the bottom. So these two plants are looking good, but you want to just make sure you have to constantly check and bathe them. These are my tomato plants. They're not so much a success story as my pepper plants. These are cherry tomatoes that we are showing right now that are supposed to grow very rapidly. But as you can see, I'm having a little bit of trouble. So I guess I have some lemon thyme going with it to help it out. But my leaves are looking curdled. You don't want to have curved leaves. That means there's a drying issue or a watering issue. You don't want to have browning soil, dry soil. So as you can see, my soil is moist, but the leaves are still looking dry. So once I transplanted these from buying them at Lowe's and put them in the bucket, they were doing well. So I don't know if I'm overwatering or underwatering. And that's just a way you have to gauge with your moisture meter. Ensure you make, just like with the buckets, you make your drain holes because you don't want to have puddling at the bottom and experience more rotting. Root rot, as they call it. Here are my strawberries. We have a little bit of drying out of the strawberries, but they're regular strawberries. And the same technique the whole time. You want to check your leaves. You want to make sure everything is looking right. But as you can see, these are 3 plants in here and 1 is not doing well, 2 are. And I water them all the same way, so I don't see what the discrepancy is. but you just tend to it. As long as there's green, it still has some life. So we're not going to count them out. This is 3 plants as well. I had a little baby strawberry there. It dried out on me. It never got to full growth. But as you can see, another one is sprouting right here, coming along. That top brown stuff you see is not dry, so that is fertilizer. This is another tomato plant that I bought that I'm going to transport, and a cherry tomato plant that I'm going to transport and put into a larger pot. But I always check the soil. Make sure your soil is moist, people. Look at the bottom of your pot. Make sure that you have your drainage. What I just showed you there was the brown leaves. No need for serious concern. We could just prune those and take those off. Those are my banana plants that I showed earlier. Remember your drainage tubes in the front. Those 2 plants are my chives. Here are my tomato plants. Make sure you have some drainage going on in the front. Check it. If it's full, dump it out. And thank you very much for my gardening story.